be just an outstanding leader of the Democrats in the House, and I want to thank the National Press Club for hosting us this afternoon. Now, before I get into tomorrow's speech, I want to briefly
think that there'll be no, to Jeff's question, no vote for repeal, no loss of recipients, no loss of provisions, or will they do more what Pence said and what Trump said in a little notice quote?
When the president talks about a mess, he's talking about his own first 40 days in office, which he utterly squandered. Democrats believe that we must focus every day on job creation and growing paychecks for everyone, everywhere in our country.
The second one first, since we Democrats in the Senate have come out with an infrastructure plan. If it's tax breaks, with respect to the speech tomorrow night, I fully expect the president to resort to the same populist message he used in his campaign and his inauguration, full of grandiose promises to the working people of America, to gloss over the reality of his administration. It will be the usual bluster and blame. Populist platitudes will be a dime a dozen, but the focus should be on the president's actions rather than his empty words.
You said that there are no grounds for impeachment against Donald Trump, but legal scholars from Catherine Ross at GW to Lawrence Tribe at Harvard say there is. Lawrence Tribe recently said Congress cannot give consent to a president's violation of the Domestic Emoluments Clause. Are you not giving such consent?
Some of our senators feel very strongly, some of the Republican senators feel very strongly about knocking out Planned Parenthood, which I assume they would do in their proposal. Many of our Republican senators who come from states that have gotten good benefits from Medicaid, that has given health insurance to millions of people across the country, don't want to see those repealed. So if the provisions are the ones that we've heard about, you know, very close to the Ryan plan, I think it may be very difficult for them to get 51 votes in the Senate.
News is the enemy of the people. Then later that same day, CBS Radio.
But what's happened since the day after he was elected, as I mentioned in my talk a little bit, he has moved so far to the right and to such an extreme position, it's hard to see what we could work with him on, because he's so far away from our values, and that's speaking as caucuses as a whole, not Nancy and Chuck, and so far away from American values, even far away from what mainstream Republican values have always been. It's going to be very difficult.
Speech to CPAC, CBS Radio said, the president said...
How come your cup doesn't say America's enemy here?
Enemy of the people.
Enemy of the people.
We're the Constitution. That's what we are. Thank you very much. Thank you.